we did 5 million in payments like through our platform in year 1, 5 billion in payments on year 5. Year 10 we were doing 40 billion in payments. I had a family, like I got married, I had 2 kids, I raised 500 million in venture capital. Like I've done the things. I've gone from founder to CEO, like doing this stuff. And I'm here to tell you that like literally you can do, like every woman can literally run through a wall and do anything that she wants to if she just decides like she's like ready to do it.
Welcome to the Prosperity Playground, the podcast where business meets energetics, strategy meets soul, and prosperity becomes inevitable. I'm your host, Anna Lozano, mom, founder, investor, mentor, and energetics in business expert. This is your weekly activation to rewire how you think and feel about wealth, success, and personal power, because it's not about working harder, it's about regulating deeper, aligning stronger, and receiving wider. You don't hustle for your future, you calibrate to your higher self. Join me weekly for high-level conversations with the world's most inspiring entrepreneurs, creators, and thought leaders. True prosperity isn't just about money. It's about alignment, freedom, expansion, and embodying your worth. Welcome to the playground. Let's build your most prosperous life. Welcome back to the Prosperity Playground podcast. Today, I'm joined by Suneera Madhani, who is a serial entrepreneur and unicorn founder currently scaling her second company, Worth AI. She previously co-founded Stacks Payments, which she scaled to unicorn status and exited at a valuation north of $1 billion. Yep, that's with a B. Suneera is also the founder of CEO School and host of the CEO School podcast, a top charting show and network connecting with thousands of women founders and leaders. She is a sought-after speaker and advocate for women in business, known for building high-growth companies at the intersection of technology, finance, and leadership. In this episode, Suneera shares her story how a rejection led to a $1 billion exit. We talk about the founder to CEO identity shift that changes everything. We dive into all things wealth, legacy, and why women need to build bigger and bolder. This is a powerful conversation around money, generational wealth, and what's possible for women. Suneera shares why entrepreneurship is one of the fastest paths to financial freedom and how building wealth isn't just about lifestyle. It's about changing outcomes for your children, your family, and future generations. And as always, let us know what resonates, what you're taking away and implementing into your business. And remember to share this episode with your biz bestie. Let's dive in. Suneera, welcome to the Prosperity Playground podcast. I'm so grateful you're here with us today.
I'm so excited to be here, Anna.
Yay. Okay. So you co-founded a company called Stacks that you exited at a valuation north of $1 billion. I love that. I'd love to start with the journey. So if you can take us back in time and share some of the key highlights of that journey, and then we'll start kind of making our way to the now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't know I could go build $1 million business, let alone $1 billion.
Right.
Business. And I started this company with just an idea. I was working in payments. So it's a financial services, it's a fintech, so a financial technology company. I've never built software. So I want to preface this by I've never built software. I didn't come from tech background. I'm a daughter of immigrants. I was the first person in my family to graduate college. I did get a degree in finance and marketing, and that led me down a corporate career path in financial services. So I was working, for a payment processor, a financial service institution, an enterprise, large enterprise. And this is 2010. Okay. So over 15 years ago. So it doesn't feel that long ago, but 15 years ago in technology is eons ago in technology. And while I was working at the payment processing company, and payment processing it's as simple as transactions. So it's how money, commerce, everyone understands, when they buy something on the, now we can buy something from Shopify or a storefront online. And then payment processing is the point of how a bank or a financial institution takes the dollars from Anna's credit card and puts it into the small business's credit card. There's technology that enables that.
Mhm.
And there are it costs money for the small business to take credit cards, right? So
Yeah.
that is what payment processing is. So I'm gonna boil that all the way back so people are like, what did we actually create? So in 2010, when I was working for this payment processor, my job, I was in sales and I ran a small team, and our job was to, sell our payment solution to small businesses. My background as an immigrant kid, an immigrant daughter, my parents owned small businesses. They were entrepreneurs out of necessity because they weren't educated. And so they came to America. They bought their first business. I've grown up my entire life in small business, and every single dollar counts in small business. And so payments and payment processing was this necessary evil of this tool that every business needed. So whether you're a brick and mortar or you're in online e-commerce, and businesses change so much, but this is something that, they all needed, but it was a huge cost, and there was no technology. There's lack of transparency, and pretty much everyone's taking a chunk out of their bottom line. So from the bank to Visa to MasterCard. So when I was in working in payments, I had this idea. I got stuck in, the story goes, I was literally in Texas. I grew up in Dallas. I've lived everywhere. So I went to 10 different schools in 12 years. That's for a whole other podcast. But I was at my grandma's house, and I got stuck. There was a big storm that came, and I ended up staying a week longer than I needed to. And all I was doing, I'm 23 years old. So also giving you my age at this time, I'm young. I've barely been out of school working for this company for 2 years. All I could think about in the storm was rerouting my subscription boxes. I'm calling my mom, and I'm this is the era of BarkBox and Birchbox and all the boxes. So the Shoe Dazzles, all my girlies remember this era, right? You remember this era?
Oh yeah. FabFitFun.
You need to go to my apartment. Yeah. And I'm you need to go to my apartment because all my boxes are going to be outside, and I need you to take them inside because these are my boxes. I was subscribed to everything. So I literally have always been a subscription junkie.
Love it.
Since the beginning, dawn of time. And as I'm going through this process, and I'm when the idea hits you, and I know we're talking to entrepreneurs in the podcast, I'm wait, why is there no subscription-based payment processor?
Okay.
So a flat subscription, unlimited credit card processing, instead of all these fees, instead of all the transactions, and then an amazing experience for the small business. And so I was in, as creative in the marketing, and I'm super femme and fun, and my personality, but at the same time, I'm a data nerd. So I'm full on finance, math brain. And I was we can take all this transactional data and charge, instead of charging for payments, we charge for SaaS software. And in the software era in 2010s, this is where the Salesforce, the HubSpots, SaaS was booming as well. So not only is subscription economy booming, we're getting used to paying for Spotify, all the subscriptions. Also from a software era, SaaS as a software as a service was, transformative.
Totally.
So that is what happened.
The thing. Holy shit.
I switched my flight. I got a meeting with the CEO, and this is a massive, thousands of employees kind of company. And I'm really good at, one of my superpowers is relationships and just getting into any room that I need to. So I'm super young. I don't even know. And I think it was this bold level of confidence. I just didn't know. I was just so naive, and I love that naivete of I can just get a meeting with the CEO. Got the meeting with the CEO. Switch my flight, go to this meeting, and I put together the best presentation of my life. Okay. I'm this is going to be game changer for the company.
Right.
We need to go implement this. So I actually did not even take this idea for myself to be oh, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I was just trying to
give it away.
We're going to be game changer. And I was young in my career path. And it's such a woman thing to do, by the way. So you can dissect all of this right after, but that's how the story went. I pretty much got laughed out of the boardroom. There was no women in leadership. There's no women that worked. It's financial services. The only women that were working were account managers and customers, in sales.
Yeah.
And so I can go back to this moment, and I literally was presenting this I knew in my bones that this is going to change the industry. And all I was getting was like, sweet little girl, this is never going to work, right? Was like the response. And I'm like holding back. And I like and I know there's like women that listen to this podcast. So like I can go here and like, or I can go here anywhere anyway. But I was like, like the tears are like flooding in your face and like you're trying not to cry. Like you're trying so hard. So you're like holding your breath together. Yeah. I'm listening to all this feedback and like the water is like filling up heavy and like you close your eye and like the big teardrop like drops. And I'm like, don't be this girl. Like they're already telling you no. So I like get my shit together. I like, thank you for your time, blah, blah, blah. And I go in the bathroom and all I remember is like completely sobbing and being like, I'm an idiot. Like, why would I even like, not what's wrong with them. Yeah. Right. And this is like this psychology that we have. I'm criticizing myself. I get on this plane and I'm really close with my family. So if you like follow me and like on, so and we're like a crazy family. Like this, literally my life is a reality TV show of this like Pakistani household that like I've got immigrant parents, like my husband, my mother-in-law, like the dogs, the cousins, it's wild. I get home and we're having dinner because I don't know, you just come home and you like go to your parents' house. Yeah. Super weird, but that's like what it was. So we're having dinner. My brother's like here from California. He's working at a startup in San Francisco. And my dad's like, how's the week? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, here's what happened. He was like, how was your presentation? And I'm like, Dad, it was like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just like sobbing to my family of how horrible like this went. And my dad looks at me and he goes, well, Sonny, and that's my nickname. He's like, Sonny, why don't you go start the company? And I'm like, Dad, where do I go find Mr. Visa? Like, how do I go start a financial services company? How do I go build a payments company? Like, I don't know. And he goes, your boss has figured it out. So why can't you? And like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to fail. And like, one thing is for a fact that you can't go back and work for them. True. Like they don't believe in you. Right. And that was like the gut sink in my stomach. And I was young. Right. And so like, I love like, you have this ability to take risk at that point. I didn't have kids, like I didn't have like massive bills. I could like eat ramen if I needed to. Like, it's just a different time. And that's how it happened. I quit my job on Monday, and I sought out to go build a payments company. And that company that was just this idea that would have never launched ended up becoming the most disruptive, like fintech in like the 2000s, 10s to 25 era. We did 5 million in payments, like through our platform in year 1, 5 billion in payments on year 5. Year 10, we were doing 40 billion in payments. So it was wild, huge ride, long ride. Like it wasn't an overnight success. It was like a 10-year long journey, but I grew up in the business. I had a family, like I got married, I had 2 kids. I raised 500 million in venture capital. Like I've done the things. I've gone from founder to CEO, like doing this stuff. And I'm here to tell you that like literally you can do, like every woman can literally run through a wall and do anything that she wants to if she just decides like she's like ready to do it. So ready. I'm young, I'm minority, like I'm everything against what is the definition of success. I'm like, I'm in Orlando. My company was out of Orlando. So it's not like we have like this venture hub, like all the things. And I really do feel like if I can do it, like she can do it. Literally anyone can do it. Mic drop. Okay, episode done in 10 minutes. No, I'm joking. So now we got to unpack this. Like, holy shit, what a story. Gosh, we can go in so many directions. A few things I want to extract is, in your early 20s, it was really the question of like, how would I even fucking do this? Right. And you figured that out. But I'd kind of like to go through the identity shifts that you needed to go through, your mindset shifts, and of course, a little bit of strategy. So let's start with the strategy piece because it's always the easiest. Like, who did you have to bring on board? What were the first steps? First thing I said to you was one of my superpowers is relationships. Yeah. And getting into rooms and finding the people that I need to cultivate. And I think that's what makes for really great founders and CEOs. They all have this ability to get it out of their head and rally people around that.
Around the vision.
And whether that's customers, whether it's customers, whether it's investors, whether it's like your first hires, like everybody needs to be excited around the vision.
Yes.
And that is something that, you know, I felt really, I was committed and I knew what we were building. And it was also, you know, with such purpose. We were, every customer that we onboarded at this time, it was 40,000 customers when we exited, like we were saving them thousands of dollars a month in these fees. Yeah. We created better technology for them to drive more commerce to these businesses. Like it was a really awesome mission, but it wasn't just about the mission. It was about growth and it was about scaling and it was about building. And so building a team is what I would say is like the big part of like where I see a lot of women get stuck is we keep everything to ourselves and we like, you know, and it's not our fault. Like we've kind of never had the hand. Mm-hmm. And so we learn to figure it out on our own. We have to do everything. Like there's like a million things on our plate, but we have to train ourselves to get out of that habit. So like the first thing that I started to do is to say, what can come out of my brain and into somebody else? Or how can and it's not just about delegation, right? That's the easy, like that's the Instagram checklist to delegate off. A true CEO is building systems, right? Mm-hmm. How does this scale outside of just me and this person as well? Just because I'm delegating it off to Anna or to, you know, somebody else. Now that's not, what's the system behind it so that Anna can also get herself so anybody can do it. Yeah. And so I do think it's this shift of thinking about your business in that lens of scaling that I think because I grew up around like just business my whole life, it just came naturally in that way. And then I had two really awesome co-founders that I got to build with. I think that building alone it's so hard. It's already so hard building a business, already so difficult building a business. So you need to have like your first 10 team is your foundation. Like it's the DNA of who you are and the company is. And I think of a company as like a living, breathing, like when I think about Stacks and I think about my company Worth and I think about CEO School, like I think of them literally as like these like it's an organism, you know, and so it needs the heartbeat, it needs the brain, and it needs in the foundational, the 10 people that really are the initial leaders of the company and the people that are around it are going to make or break your company. And I don't think that women are investing in getting the right leaders in place right away. And of course there's like chicken and the egg because it's like, of course I want a great CFO. Of course, Suneera, I want a great whatever. I want this person. I can't afford this person. Then go prioritize getting revenue, unlock the revenue, and then invest in that person too. And so it's this shift of, you know, and I think Emma's talking about it really great right now too, on like the for-profit versus purpose as well. The purpose is going to be there, but you have to make the company profitable and it's for profit. So then you can drive the purpose that you have. And so I think that was an initial thing that we naturally did. We were super focused on driving customers and not just building to say we're going to build and they're going to come. Like that was really important. My team was a huge part of it. And I think that mindset shift of, you know, not just staying in founder mode, business owner mode, and really shifting into that like CEO scale mode, you can do. We just have to like shift into being like, yeah, this is what the company deserves is this level. And I have to show up at that level so that everybody around me can show up at that level.
So if we're shifting gears to now, so when you exit, you now create generational wealth for your family. And that's something that you speak of a lot for female founders. So it's like, how can you set yourself up long-term? Can we dive into that a bit? Like what shifted for you personally, for your family, for something that, you know, you're surrounded by entrepreneurs, but the level that you hit is a new level. And so what was required of you owning that identity, being, you know, having that mindset?
I think that entrepreneurship is such a beautiful tool. And I think it is our quickest path as women for financial freedom. Yeah. And I firmly believe that it's literally our motto for CEO School is that nothing bad happens when women make more money. And it is life-changing, not just from a current lifestyle. And I think there's that portion of it that people see, but it is legacy building, right? And it is generational, and we can really change outcomes for our, for our lives and for our children's lives and for the future generations to come. And that is something I'm super proud of. I think failure was never an option for me. I think I grew up in a way, just as an immigrant kid, like there was a lot of, I'm super grateful for so much. Also, it was really hard, right? Like I had a lot of responsibility that my parents literally came here with nothing. Worked, like the work ethic that I saw, like I didn't have a choice but to be part of the businesses. And it wasn't like entrepreneurship growing up wasn't sexy. I was actually trying not to be an entrepreneur. And that wasn't their dream for me either. They wanted me to have a steady income and a 401k. And like that was safe, and education provided us opportunity that they didn't have. They just wanted me to be anything I wanted to be. And it's ironic that I ended up becoming an entrepreneur. But I do think that, and I wish the same for my daughters. Like, I just wish for them to, whatever Mila and Anna want to do, I pray that they just get to like live their life purpose in whatever that is. Like, that is like every parent's dream. And I want them to have opportunities that I know that my mom didn't have. She wanted me to have, right? That's all she wanted for me, to get that education so I could choose for myself. But that level of like, I come from like a firstborn of a firstborn of a firstborn daughter of a firstborn daughter. Like, it's a lot of pressure too. So failure was just like, isn't an option. And so I already knew my whole life that I was going to be successful. And the way that I grew up around, like my parents, like were really abundant mindset. I think immigrants really just do have that. Like, even if you don't have much, like it's more than enough. Like it takes a village, like everyone's at the table. And so I really feel like my value systems and like how my culture has affected, like, and my culture both as a Pakistani American too, like blending that. And like, I feel super proud of being able to build. And I was really determined on building. I didn't want to build, the way that I didn't want to build it how he built it. I wanted to build it how I wanted to build it. Yeah. And so I was really just gung-ho on like our value systems and hiring the right people and doing it based on values. And integrity matters a lot in business. Like integrity matters a lot in life, but I'm a person that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm like super wear my heart on my sleeve. And that's just how I know how to be. And in business, I did my best to ensure that I brought my whole self to the table because I didn't know any other which way. And I think it played 100% to my advantage when everybody else was doing it by like the Harvard textbook playbook. And this is how venture should be. And this is how you should rate all the shoulds. I was getting to do it just from putting one foot in front of myself and like failing forward. And so I think that was something I'm really just proud of. It's not just about the financial freedom. I'm just proud to be able to, show my girls that they too can do anything. And I don't see women like me at the top, right? Like I don't see examples of that. And these little girls need examples of all kinds of success and CEOs. And I'm just really proud. I represent whatever portion I represent for this. And, I think I'm one in 27. I am one in 27 women that have ever scaled a company to $1 billion. Like that's insane. And I'm doing it again. I'm teaching women every day. All I do is teach women how to go from founder to CEO. That's CEO school, like trying to take it all, because I think everyone deserves this opportunity and it's like right in front of you. And my mindset is just like, go take it, girl. Like take it. It's yours.
Go for it.
And we'll just run circles around. Yeah.
So good. How old are your girls now?
They are 9. Mila's turning 10. We can't believe I have like a 10-year-old. 10 and 7. So
same like mine.
Grade, and yeah, it's so busy. Oh my God, mom life it's so full. It is. It's hard. It's so hard doing all the things
and doing it in a way that you want to, in a way that feels aligned, in a way. And we're doing it. And this is the thing. But right now is such a good age because they're very consciously aware of what's happening around them. And we're giving them the permission, like you said, to go after their dreams. So it's so beautiful. Okay. So to close off, I'd love for you to kind of tie it up with a bow. So you had your exit, you launched another startup. That's where you're in right now. Your scale mode. Tell us about what is different from this company. Similar industry, same industry, but different times, like you've mentioned.
I mean, I think that one, I have a lot of energy if you can't tell. So like I did try to retire. So I was like after exit, I took like this huge sabbatical, like did what every founder does, like go to Europe for 6 weeks, like hang out with my family, like, and I came back and I was like, okay, I'm going to play tennis and I'm going to, do Pilates more. And like, this was, and I love that life, by the way, like that's who I am like every weekend. And I love that feminine part of me. Like I also have that, I have the ambition and I just want to be like, just hot
Forever.
and happy and have fun and like be in mom life. Like I actually love being in mom mode. So I come back and I'm like, this is going to be the new life. And I'll sit on boards and I'm an investor. So I've invested in over like 60 companies and I do, I've got CEO School, which is just such an impact, like just an incredible platform for female entrepreneurs. I'm like, I'm going to go all in and just focus here, get my time back. And then after like, 6 weeks of coming back, I'm like itching to go build, right? Itching to go build again. And our founding team from the last company, which is my brother, by the way. So I didn't mention. So like, yes. And so like I told you, it's my family is just nuts. Like
you need a show. That's what you're saying. Netflix, if you're listening, like you need a show.
Oh my goodness. I can't even explain what happens every day. My mom literally, I'm telling you, I'm in the office right now. She cooks for the entire office every Wednesday. It's her birthday. We just cut her birthday cake with like 60 employees right now. And she just made butter chicken, naan and rice and samosas and everything for the entire company. But she does this every Wednesday. It's a different like menu item, but she's been doing it since 2000 to our first company, like 13.
Oh my God.
It's insane.
I love that.
And our last company was 400 people. So the woman is just like, she just lives to like feed us. And
that's a lot. It says a lot. I love that.
She's amazing. The new company Worth, I mean, for us at Stacks, we onboarded so many small businesses and did so many amazing disruptive things in our industry. We like one of the challenges that we had was underwriting and like onboarding small business. For example, like you can go on your Apple wallet, sign up for a credit card under like Anna Lozano, and get it approved in like 2 seconds, walk to Starbucks and take a transaction. You do it under like Lozano LLC. So if you do it under your business, it doesn't allow it. It stops. And the reason is because there is no real credit worth associated to your business yet. And so you have your personal credit, but the business credit worth is just not as like cumbersome as it should be. And we live in a time in 2026 with all the data, all the technology, all the AI. So for the last 3 years, we've been in stealth mode and our partners are American Express and Equifax, and we're building the business credit score. And so we're kicking major butt in finance. Our mission, I'm at it again because one, we know how to build companies, but also that this is legacy. Like I want to build and create something that really does like change industries. And I couldn't get a line of credit. Like as successful as we were, we could not get a single loan. I could not get line of credits because everything was tied just to my personal name. And there's a human on the other side looking at my name, then making a decision about my application. That should not be the case in 2026. And so we're solving that problem through data. So it's a really awesome data fintech company called Worth. And it's because every business should have their worth score, their business credit worth. So I get to do that as my day job. And it's really fun. And I never stopped CEO School. So in 2020, I launched the podcast. So we have a podcast called CEO School. And I say we, it's I just speak in we, my team. Launched it in 2020 because I didn't go to CEO School. And I was like, I am tired of listening to how he built this. We need to learn how she built it. And we were with the pioneers of the 2% club. So less than 2% of female founders ever broke that million in revenue. I read that stat in 2020 on a Forbes article. And that became like the sole mission of CEO School to say, how can we help women build bigger? Right. And that's what I was doing. And so every time I get a playbook, anytime I have like, I'm like, here, just take it. And so over the last 5 years, we cultivated not just an amazing community, but a lot of really incredible resources to apply. So directly, like, so we have like a 12-week accelerator that is, I'll put it up against any MBA. And so if you're a business owner, you need to take this program. It's 12 weeks. You will go from founder to CEO. And it's like, here's the skill playbook. And then it has everything that you need that you could just give it to your team, throw it into Claude, apply it to whatever, and apply. And just, it's going to help you really think about your business from like an exit standpoint, from an enterprise value standpoint, whether you want to exit or not, whether you want to make it to 10 million or not, whether you just want to do it at 1 million, whether you want to do it at 100 million. It's these like mindset shifts that it'll allow you to say, this is how I think about people. This is how I think about process. This is how I should think about profit. This is how I should think about my marketing playbook. And so I'm obsessed with it. And that's what I also get to do. And I'm writing a book right now. So I haven't even announced that. So it's probably like one of the first places I'm getting to like really announce it. So that comes out next year. And I have fun. And so like, I'm just grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my family. I have a super amazing partner. I get to work with my brother, and you know, it's awesome. And also Orlando Magic are in the playoffs right now. So like, it could not be any.
I love that. And I feel like you're just the reminder that it's possible. If it's possible for you, it's possible for everybody. I mean, you are brilliant. You're a hustler. You make shit happen. And like, you're incredible. So thank you so much for sharing that story. Is there any other piece you'd just love to leave for female founders listening to the pod who are in scale mode?
Yeah, I think there's so much to unpack here to say, like, I just want for you what you want for you. And I really do think that you, like, one, you deserve to have it all, whatever all looks like for you. And I think there are a lot of people that will tell you that you can't have it all. You can't have it all at once, and you can't have all the things. And yes, it's super hard, and like you're exhausted, and I just see you. Like, I know, like, when you are in it, and I really do feel like, just as women, like, I feel like I play a lot of different roles, and I know all women are playing a lot of different roles, whether that's just not just mother and wife. And for me, it's daughter and sister and a friend, and like all these community, and like, there's so many roles that we play. Yeah. I don't see that changing for us, right? Like, that's not going to change, and it's not who we are. So we're not going to change our DNA for like who we are. And like, yeah, we can like get tools to put mom guilt aside and take tools to like be more productive. But our DNA of who we are nurturers, we're caretakers. Like, this is what fuels us and makes us happy too. And so I was tired of, once I got into like the voice, like the scale space and the business space is very masculine, right? And I feel like I was able to tap into that and get these playbooks and apply that. But I still fundamentally, I'm a woman, and this is who I am, and this is what's important to me. And so I have to really build my life around what is important, not just the business. And so I just want for her to know that I see you, and I know it's hard, and you're doing an amazing job, and you are allowed to have it all and on your terms. And so that's the message that I want to share with her.
So good. So good. And finally, where can we all find you? I think CEO School is absolutely for every single person who's listening to the show.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to the accelerator, so everyone can just like come on in and take it, and it'll be amazing. But you can find me on like online. So like on Instagram, on social. I am pretty active on Instagram and LinkedIn are my two like primary channels. So come say hello. I'd love to know if you come from the show. I love meeting all kinds of women and all kinds of founders. So please do say hello. I will respond back. And I'd love to get to know you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of the Prosperity Playground podcast. If this conversation sparked something in you, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts so you never miss your weekly activation. If you enjoyed the conversation, please rate and review. Your feedback helps us reach more souls just like you who are ready to calibrate to their most prosperous life. Know someone who needs this frequency boost? Share the episode to Instagram and tag me at _Anna Lozano so we can grow our energetically aligned community together. And please remember, true prosperity is about alignment, freedom, expansion, and embodying your worth. Start today. I'm Anna Lozano, and this is the Prosperity Playground. See you on the next activation.